Dinge ganz anders machen, das schreiben sich viele Firmen auf die Liste. Aber es gibt eine Firma, die lebt genau das. Und das ist Orbea. Und genau deswegen sitzen wir heute bei unserem Bock auf Biken Podcast zusammen mit Ander von Orbea, um etwas tiefer in die Firmengeschichte und in die Firmenkultur einzutauchen. Sprich, heute geht es gar nicht so sehr um die Bikes, zumindest wir werden schon auch ein bisschen über Fahrräder sprechen, aber es geht darum, wie macht die baskische Firma quasi Business. Und dazu gebe ich euch direkt schon mal was mit, denn Orbea ist eine Genossenschaft und damit schon sehr unterschiedlich aufgestellt wie viele von unseren anderen Brands, die wir im Markt aktuell sehen. Wir schießen los, aber jetzt kommt erstmal das Intro.
Bock auf Biken, der MTV News Podcast.
So, und da Orbea natürlich eine baskische Firma ist und ich kein Spanisch spreche und ihr vermutlich auch nicht, wechsle ich jetzt ins Englische und begrüße Ander. Ander, welcome to our podcast. Good to have you here. Yeah, to ease into it, we have a big topic today. But first of all, maybe you can introduce yourself and give our listeners a bit of perspective on who you are, maybe how you started riding bikes and what is your focus in riding.
Okay, first of all, thank you very much for the invitation to me and for the chance to represent Orbea. My name is Ander Spanier. I'm the brand and communication director. Somehow that means that my role at Orbea is to translate what Orbea is, our products, culture, the way we make business, into clear and consistent experience for riders, for everyone that is working with us. I started riding bikes when I was a kid with my father. And I think that for me, always riding bikes, it's been related with connection. Back in that time, probably it was a connection that I had with my father. After was with my friends. And nowadays it's curious that I combine both because my father is retired and he is riding with me. At least we try to do one big challenge per year. So yeah, I would say that for me it's a good vehicle to connect with people that you love and also to connect with the nature and places that you love riding.
Cool. That's super interesting. I've had a same introduction to riding bikes within my family. So yeah, cool. Okay, let's start with talking about the background of Orbea. And I did a bit of research. And I think Orbea was starting as it was a family company at first, and then it started working as a cooperative within a crisis. So after almost 60 years now, we are within the end of a crisis in the bicycle industry. COVID and the post-COVID era has been a struggle for a lot of companies, but contrary to that, I think Orbea looks really strong and healthy at the moment. So yeah, let's dive into that, how Orbea is doing business and how it is possible to like survive in that market. And I think from my perspective, what I see is that Orbea is not really focusing on rapid success, but more sustainable targets. So I'm interested, what are your targets as a company?
First, I would say that our history, as you said, we have a long heritage. We started as a family business in 1840. And we are very proud of that heritage, but mainly because we have been able to reinvent ourselves, because not only we have changed from being a family company to a cooperative, but also we started making guns. And due to another crisis, we diversify our business and we started making bicycles back in 1931. So I would say that those crises obligate you to reinvent yourself, or at least to remember those essentials that should last. And probably in this crisis that you mentioned after pandemic, we have been able to detect what was coming. And instead of going crazy, trying to get benefit in the short term from a lot of people starting to ride bikes, or more people on the trails, on the roads, trying to enjoy nature, because we were sticking to the apartments for a while. We face it in a different way, and we decided not to go too big. We stick to our plan. We are very focused on being better, not being bigger. And instead of taking shortcuts, we try to follow a strategy. So I would say that we didn't grow probably as much as some others when the things looked very, very positive. We kept on improving the things, improving the processes, being closer to our dealers, being closer to our partners, listen to them, and maybe leaving those crazy growths for other people. And if you see our evolution before pandemic and after pandemic, it's quite stable. So probably that's one of the keys of how we have been able to surf the pandemic, because we follow a plan, and maybe we were less ambitious than other ones, more realistic maybe. But you never know. Now it's easy to say something once that everything is over.
Yeah, it's interesting. What was that big discussion in that time when it was easy to sell bikes, to maybe revise the plan and go a different route, or was that very strict that you guys were like, this is our target and this is what we want to hit, let's not get crazy?
I think that we have failed so many times that we have learned a lot. Probably we will fail again and again, but in this case, it was clear for us that it was more important to keep on doing the right things, keep investing in improving our products first, our services, to be close, rather than trying to get sales. For us, the sales are important, but the quality of those sales are more important. And as you mentioned, we are thinking always in the long term. Our main goal is to live a better Orbea. And in order to live a better Orbea, we had a lot of room to improve in pandemic time. And maybe if we put the focus on selling more, we would not invest what we needed to invest on other areas. So yeah, we have discussions about opportunities. Wow, if we do this, we could sell a lot of bikes. If we do that, we can, I don't know, we can conquer that category. But we don't follow those numbers. Are there, but we will talk maybe later. But our main KPI, it's related with pride. It's related with what we will leave for the ones that will come afterwards, and not in which are the sales that we are getting this month because there was an opportunity.
Cool. That's really interesting. And I think that's probably the key reason why you guys look a lot more healthy than most of the competition at the moment. What is really interesting to me is like the previous question also pushed into that corner a little bit. Who takes care of the quality control in that regard? Like, you have those targets, but then there's also chances, opportunities that might help grow the company. But then there's also one guy or a part of the company that always takes care of following those principles that the company is based on? How does that work?
I think that that's one of the magics of working in Orbea. Being a cooperative means a lot of things. We will talk probably a lot about that. But one of the things is that we all are very aligned. Since the workers are the owners, it's a life project. And I think that since we are not only a cooperative, but we are from a cycling territory where cycling is lived in a very special way. Cycling is something that you can see in the first page of a newspaper. Not in many places of the world you can find that. And not only that, we are manufacturers because we want to take control of what we are building. If you combine those things, we have the feeling that we have a huge responsibility because we want to make bikes that we would ride because, as I said, we are in a region that if you go out from the factory with an Orbea bike, that bike needs to be with a certain standard. But in that environment where you have riders all around the company, you have people that are very close to the whole manufacturing processes. Not only we are purchasing the complete bike somewhere and delivering it, and we just organize the communication, but we are on the lines. We are receiving the materials. We are painting them. We are trying to improve all the processes. We are very into the business. And if you combine that with that value of leaving a better legacy, I would say that we don't need someone that is behind that quality because we all are very demanding in our company. For sure, there is a board of directors, there is a CEO that probably would be the reference, the one that has to present the project to the owner's board. But when you are working in a company where everyone is an owner, here you cannot say, no, the boss decide this and I don't agree with the boss. You are the boss. You are the owner. So if you don't agree on something, if you have the chance to give your opinion. But in the same time, we have a board and the board has a project and has some autonomy to develop that project.
Interesting. That's so it's very democratic in a sense, but also it is like everybody is deeply rooted into those principles. So everybody has kind of follows those principles to make his job better every day. To follow those principles. That's interesting. The democratic approach is something that is also super interesting to me because the first introduction when I rejoined media was the Rayon RS with Orbea again, and it's a very, very unique project in a way, as it like dives into more cooperative work with also other companies. Who calls is something like that is probably not a project that sells like significant numbers. Who calls the shots in a project like this? Is it like the whole company has to vote? Are we doing this or not? And then the product guys have free range?
Yeah, the product guys have free range and we trust on each other. We are very proud of the product team that we have in the company. And not only because they are looking into the future. And when we were developing Rayon RS project, it was not only because we wanted to develop Rayon RS. We were trying to think how the future bikes should look like. And we trust on each other because we know that each one in the area that is managing will apply the character of Orbea. And if it would not be like this, we would have problems. So when product people are proposing a project about how the bikes of the future will look like, they are embedding Orbea character to that bike. That bike was developed in a cooperation, as you mentioned, with our friends from TQ, from Fox, because it's maybe in our soul, but not only we cooperate with ourselves, but also with dealers, with suppliers. We know that we want to go far. We need to pedal together. Um, Otherwise, probably we would not, no, probably not, for sure we would not arrive to where we arrived. And in the same time, product people were embedding these values about the connection between the rider and the bike, that the bike should not should demand something the rider. It's not only a tool that is going to push you wherever you want, and all these developments that product people could be proposing normally are approved very easily because, as I said, we trust on each other.
Mhm. That's cool. So the people that are like deeply involved in the topic do have the freedom to like propose and create a shared vision of what the product should look like. So it's not like, I want a 2x drivetrain on that bike. Um, and that's
Yes.
not going into a vote or something like that.
No. For sure, there are projects that could alter the future of the company, that could require a huge investment. In this case, there was needed an investment, but in our board of directors, where we have the representative from product, also we have a representative, the president, Nahore. She is the representative of the owners on the board. So even the owners are very, very aligned with what the board is proposing for getting the results that we ambition. And not only that, we invest a lot, and I'm very proud of this. And it's surprising because I'm coming from other kind of businesses before I started in Orbea in 2008, and the amount of information you can get about how we are performing, where we want to go, how we will achieve that. It's unbelievable. Until you are there, you are not conscious of the transparency, the access to information and a strategy that you can have when you are working in Orbea. And probably that's creating the trust on each other. When there is a clear information, there is a clear vision, and also a clear information of how we want to achieve that vision. Not only that, we collaborate and we demand people and partners to enrich those plans. We are like a strong army.
Mhm. Okay, that's super interesting. I think one of the topics that Xabi was telling me about at the Wild LT launch was something that you just referred to, cooperating not only within the company but also with other companies, and I think also in a like super local way. I think there's a trail advocacy program, but also you are supporting other cooperatives within the area if they are struggling, if I understand that correctly.
Yeah. Being a cooperative has a lot of things. One is that the owners are the workers, and that, as you mentioned, we vote in a democratic way. So one person is one vote. It's not depending on the shares that you have of the company. That's another topic that we can talk about. And if I come back to the topic of how we share the profit, it's also very interesting. And for sure, we love making profit, and we need to make profit because we don't have access to all kind of external capitals.
Mhm.
But the big difference is that once that we get profit, we have very, very strict rules. Just you to know, we decided that 40% of the profit, if there is any kind of profit, should stay in the company. It's not distributed by the owners. This is very important thing because in this way, we are leaving a better Orbea for the ones that will come after us. And as I said in the very beginning, our main KPI is to leave a better Orbea, because we think that in the future, we need companies like us that will continue sharing those profits. So first, we invest 40% on leaving a better Orbea for the future. There is another percentage that, depending on the year, it could be around, take numbers more or less, but it could be around 10%. And it's because we invest that percentage in other cooperatives that we are part of a big group of cooperatives. The name is Mondragon. It's a kind of club. We are around 85,000 owners this year of their own companies, and we work as a club. If one company is struggling, this company could take the money from the basket that we'll put the money, but not only that, we can share knowledge, employees, information. We are having people in our boards from other boards, so we collaborate a lot in that regard. There is another 30% that we, by law, invest in social projects. And part of that, because there are like 5 pillars for distributing that social investment, one of the pillars is to promote cycling. And we can promote cycling. We are collaborating with, road cycling academies. We are collaborating with all kinds of federations, schools, and so on and so on. And one of the action line is trail building, but also maintaining the trails, cleaning the trail. There are a lot of projects there. And just as an example, only trail building last year, we were investing 500,000 euros. But we are not communicating it. And maybe here I will make you a question. Should we communicate this, or we should continue like we have been doing for years, that we distribute this money not for marketing campaigns, we distribute this money for the real purpose, that is to have more people riding bikes in a secure and proper environment? What do you think?
I was having a discussion with Xabi about that at the camp also, because he was like, other companies also have like trail advocacy programs, but they kind of give the money away maybe also for tax reasons. So it's still, I think the approach is very different, and other companies talk about it a lot more. And I think you guys are manufacturing a product that you want to be used, and there's trouble like around every corner. For example, in Germany, there's still lots of restrictions. So I think we have a situation where we also need the industry to step in, not also with money, but also with knowledge, to help like create a sustainable future for the sport. Because if that future breaks away, you will not be able to sell bikes anymore. So yeah, I think it's definitely a topic. Obviously now we are talking about it, so the people that will be reading the interview or listening now get the idea. But in general, I think definitely do good things. And talk about them, but in an honest way and in a transparent way. And that is what you were telling me right now. It is one of your key principles to be very transparent. And I think if you apply that to marketing those ideas, it could be really, really interesting. Maybe, I don't know, I think still product will be the main reason to make a decision on where you put your money. But if you have two products and the brand is in focus on where you put your money, I think topics like this can definitely also make a decision, because I would rather spend my money with you guys if I knew you invest in the trails that I ride. And at the press camp, we were able to ride trails that you guys are actually funding. So yeah, that's definitely cool. Something,
Yeah.
if talked about in the right way, definitely makes sense. Yeah.
One thing
Cool.
that, in that regard is that we are realizing that product-wise, we are going to a world and to an industry that more and more commoditization will appear. And for sure, we will need to develop the best product, at least the best product for a certain user, not for everyone. But it's not going to be enough. And as you mentioned, we believe that how we do the things and why we are doing them will have more and more importance. So that's why I'd like to know more about how to communicate this, because we don't want to communicate it, as you mentioned, to convince someone to purchase Orbea. I think that they should purchase an Orbea because it's a product that they need. But maybe once that they register the bike, our dream is to tell them that part of the money that they invested on the bike was used for creating a better tomorrow. And not only that, to let these people decide where to invest that money, because when we are thinking in a cooperative, we think also in the riders, in the communities. So these are the things that we are discussing internally now, how we can involve the riders all around the world, how we can honor the trust. We don't know how to do it, but definitely we need help, and any recommendation will be very welcome.
Yeah, I think from my perspective, from what I see, I think Orbea is like growing more and more of a voice within like also marketing. I have never really seen Orbea as a marketing company. Quite the opposite, but I think there's you guys are growing a voice, so there's definitely a bigger approach to sharing that vision. And you guys are having an e-bike race team here in Germany, and one of your racers lives in the same town as I do. So I get to see what he does for the community, which is really cool. Like, he organizes weekly rides, and he's kind of the center of the community, which is really nice. And that definitely, I think it helps also sharing the values that you guys are living after. And yeah, it's super interesting to see how from my perspective, if I need to sum it up, I think you guys kind of first build a foundation, like the basement of the house, which is like good product, good documentation. I have never experienced the service. I'm not a customer so far, so I can't talk about that. But now with that very strong foundation, now you can build on top of it. And it's not like a marketing company that as soon as you start asking questions, you just pull the carpet out of them, under them, and they start tumbling. So yeah, that's my perspective on how you guys are working at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because this year we have just finished our not only legal impact report because we wanted to go farther in terms of people, planet, and product. And we started to collaborate with a company to make this report. And they were more or less saying that, but why you are doing this? And no, because we want to go farther than what legal requirements, but you don't want to make a campaign of this? And no. And normally it's the opposite. People they were telling us at least that some people go to them like, we want to communicate that we want to do that we have done an impact report. And we were like, no. But once that we finish it, they were like, now you need to communicate because more and more people need references. I don't want to say that we are better or worse. We are particular company, but sometimes you listen from outside that at least it's good to show the way we are doing things. That's why we accepted also the podcast, because not only we need to promote the bikes, we are realizing that the world, the cycling industry, even if we have a very small impact, as you mentioned, in your town, in the community, need to know that other way of getting success, because what success, it's possible. And if we can inspire in that regard, without being arrogant, admitting that we are not perfect, we will be there. And we have realized it recently. Before maybe we needed to be focusing getting the right product. Now we realize that having the proper product is not enough. We need to go farther. Yeah, cool. So we are on the trip.
Okay. I think I have one last topic that I want to touch in regards of the company structure, and you have also mentioned it before. It's targeting the shares within the company. Like, is everybody at Orbea a co-owner or an owner? How do you become a co-owner? How does that work with shares? And what positive effects do you get from it? I mean, you just told me, and also your colleague Joaquin, that you guys have been with the company since 2008. And I think we are in a time where changing jobs is, it's getting higher frequented, and 2008 is quite a long time.
Yeah. So the first question regarding shares, how it works, what percentage of owners, and so on. By law, we need to have any cooperative, at least in Spain, we need to have 70% of the employees that are owners, at least. It's true that in the last years we grew so fast that that percentage was in the limit in Orbea, to be honest. Because in 2008, when I started working, we were around 200 people. Now we are around 1,000, more or less. So it's not easy. It's not easy to hire people. Probably it's easier when you are working in a cycling industry, in a cycling territory, when you have a factory and you are a cooperative. We attract a lot of talent. We are lucky. But it's a huge responsibility because you are not hiring only an employee. You are hiring an owner. And that owner needs to share your values, needs to share your vision, needs to think on the good for the ones that will come after, not for the good of this person in the short term. It's very, very important, the people that we hire, how we do the welcome, how we invest on the people. For sure, we have a lot of challenges because not only we were growing in the Basque Country, but also we were growing all around the world. And legally, the being a cooperative member is not understood and accepted in some countries. So one of the big challenges that we have is to have co members not only in the Basque Country but in some other parts of the world. This is something that we we need to continue working on, because I prefer to be very transparent.
Uh-huh.
Nowadays, the co-members are only in the Basque Country or in Spain, and it's related with those legal requirements that we are trying to, I don't know, to overcome, because the process of becoming co-member is not only because you as a person have some values, some vision, some skills, and you will develop properly a position. It's very important that the positions will last. I mean, imagine that there is a position that is going to change very fast in the coming years, because, I don't know, new technologies are coming. Normally, we try to not to have co-members in those positions because we need flexibility.
Uh-huh.
Another way of getting flexibility is that we ask and encourage people in the company to change positions inside the company. For instance, I started in sales, then I work in the marketing department, and it's very, very common that after a few years you are promoted, or if you are normal, there are all kinds of people, but if you are curious, you want to grow yourself, you change positions. So we need flexibility, because we as Orbea, we also had bad years where we needed to decrease the amount of employees, we needed to decrease even our salaries, because we say that we don't have a salary. We anticipate what we are going to get in the end of the year, but
Uh-huh.
if we don't get that, we need to put money or reduce our salary. So we need flexibility. And with those numbers of 70%, but also with these internal promotions, we get that flexibility. I don't know if I
Cool.
answered all your questions, because maybe there were several.
Not all of them, but
Okay.
I try to follow along. So does ownership mean everybody has the same shares, or is there like 70% of the people need to be owners, but the company is still 100% in the hands of the owners? So there's like
Oh,
people with more shares and less shares?
yeah. There is a hierarchy in the company, okay? Because it's one person, one vote. With any government, you have your vote, and in politics, you choose who is going to be the leader of the country, of the city, or whatever. And these political groups have a hierarchy. So here it happens the same. There is a hierarchy. As a cooperative, we have some strong rules. For instance, the person that is getting the higher salary cannot have 4 times more salary than the one that is having less.
Mm-hmm.
So even if there is a hierarchy, it's quite democratic again. And this is very important. In some other companies, that the person that is getting the highest salary, it can be multiplied by a lot. So, but we want to put some responsibility on the hierarchy. And the way we manage it is that I left 1% of the profit without distribution. I mentioned 40%, 10%, another 10%. The last 40% is distributed with the employees. So even if you are not an owner, you can get an extra payment because we want to distribute it also with that 30%. But what is left, we distribute it inside the owners, in between the owners. And depending on your hierarchy, we believe that you are more responsible of that profit or less responsible. So the CEO from that profit will get the most. And in that hierarchy, we will go down. But it can happen the opposite, that we go bad in a bad situation and we need to put money, or we need to, we are more responsible of the failure also. So you are playing with the same rules. So at the end of the day, normally the people that stay for longer time in the company, or the people in the top of the hierarchy, have more shares, have more money in the company. But this is not permitting them to take decisions in a different way. One person is one vote. So
Cool.
you can have more money in the company, you are more owner of Orbea, but that is not giving you more rights. It's just that you have more money in Orbea.
It maybe shows that you trust the company structure because you still invest and choose to put your money back into the company to enable the sustainable growth of the company.
Yes, you cannot
cool.
retire the money until you leave the company. That's very important thing also.
Yeah. Cool. And how does that transition to like long-term trust of employees? Like you started in 2008. Do you know how many people at Orbea from the times when you were still 200 are still within the company?
A lot. Normally it's a lot. I think that imagine that you are living in a territory where cycling is living in the way that is living in Orbea, or even if you are working in Germany, working for something that is your passion, with a company that matches your values, and with the pride that you will live a better world. Why should I change?
Definitely.
But if you are that kind of person that is not looking to develop the bikes that you would ride, you are just developing bikes that makes you rich. You are not doing it in a cooperative way, and you are not thinking in the long term. You are not thinking in the ones that will come after. Then change the company as much as you want. So the question is the opposite. Why should I change from Orbea? And I don't want to be, it sounds arrogant, but I think that that's a question that we should make ourselves. If in Orbea we are losing that love for cycling, and not only for cycling, for the riding quality, for the riding experience, for the essence of cycling. If we lose the essence of how to create an impact, and if we are losing also taking care of the whole process, being a manufacturer, then there is no reason. Should not be any reason.
To me, it sounds like there's a lot of reasons to stay. Definitely. I was telling you before that I'm a fan of the cooperative. But yeah, maybe you were also transparent about challenges and everything. So maybe you can share with us, the grass is always greener on the other side. Maybe other points that Orbea can improve on and maybe learn from a more capitalistic approach. What do you think? Like
a lot of things. No, a lot of things. A lot of, for instance, a lot of people are making us the question that you mentioned, Rayon Arres. That bike is democratic, or is for those who know and can afford it. We are making
have that exact question on my list also.
So there are a lot of questions like this, but we are developing products probably that people do not need, for their hygienic needs. You don't need Rayon Arres to survive. That's we need to accept it. But again, we believe that someone needs to do it, and that we are that alternative that will do it in the way that we think that is the best, in a cooperative way, drawing the line in what experience of cycling should be, in our opinion, reinvesting that money in a fair way, in a democratic way, into the employees, into other cooperatives, but also in social projects. So somehow the bicycle not only has a transformative impact and can create sustainable progress, because it's better to have people on bikes than in any other vehicle, sofa, or wherever. We believe that the bicycle has that power, but also we can transform societies, creating rayon arrests because of the way we distribute that richness afterwards and the way we have built that rayon arrest. So that's very important. And many other things, that being a cooperative has a disadvantage against some other companies. If we need to, I don't know, to have a huge investment in the short term, the access to capital, it's more limited. We need to have like longer term plans. We need to have our own profit to fund those investments, or we need to go for a bank to get some capital. But it cannot come an investor with hundreds of millions of euros and, hey, I want to do this. And sometimes it's true that is like magic to have that army or that community that rides together, but that requires a lot of time of explaining things, training people. If you are in the board of the owners and maybe you have nothing to do with finance, you need to train. You need to get trained in finance, because you are representing the owners in the board of the owners with the president, and she will speak a language that you need to control. So in that long-term projects, we sometimes do not go as fast as some others. So is the tax that you need to pay for being aligned. You need to invest on people. You need to communicate. You need to train. Otherwise, you don't get alignment.
Maybe that's one of the factors also why, as I mentioned in the beginning, Orbea is looking so healthy at the moment, because I think while others were not able to keep that momentum of growth and innovation and have like had a kind of a lag now, that you guys were marching on, and now you are in the spotlight and you can show what you guys were able to do within the last period. So yeah, maybe without that crisis, would we have seen a project like Rayon RS from a different company?
Maybe, and look, for me, having a healthy industry, having healthy bicycle companies, maybe it's very personal, but I would extend it to everyone in Orbea. It's what we need. We need a strong industry. We alone, Orbea cannot convince everyone to ride bikes. So we are not proud, and we were talking about Eurobike before, and we are not happy with this situation. We want to do our own business in the way that we want to do it, but if there is healthy competition, if there is a healthy industry, it's better for everyone. Again, we are here for a better tomorrow. We don't want our competitors to struggle, because then we will have less impact together.
Yeah, that's sounds fair. However, is there like maybe 2 or 3 things that you think your competition should learn from Orbea?
I'm not brave to say that.
Okay.
No, but the only thing is that we have seen is that in our competition, many things have happened since pandemic, and maybe the ownership of some brands have changed with different goals, and maybe just to remember the purpose of the company and why you are doing things. It's for the short-term result. It's for making the best bikes. It's for developing communities. Uh, I am not brave enough to recommend anything, but at least that question in Orbea helps a lot to make the question of why we are doing the things.
Mhm.
And if they can answer that question, probably they will know why they are there.
Mhm. And what they need to do to continue the journey. Yeah. And I mean, also if they share it transparently with their employees, then everybody's on the same page and can decide, I want to play this game or maybe not. Like if the focus is to build the best bike possible, then I think probably you will attract a lot of bike nerds. But if the goal is to create the most profit for one owner or an investor, then yeah, I mean the story looks different probably.
Yeah, but as you mentioned, we need to be honest when you are making that question with the answer.
Mhm. Definitely. And yeah, I mean, also, I mean, the capitalistic approach also works mostly. We see a lot of insolvencies at the moment. So obviously within that crisis, it's harder. But once that crisis has been overcome, then we will definitely see those companies also with their advantages again. So I think there's not 100% the right way. It's just like yeah, I think the question is really cool to say what kind of value do you want to leave, and what kind of purpose do you live and work for? And I mean, maybe not everybody is even asking himself that question. So yeah, there's different people for different jobs and different models. So yeah,
We
but it's
also
super
have
interesting.
employees that maybe don't share that purpose. I don't want.
Yeah.
We are not perfect, but we make that question very often. If
Sure.
the decisions that we are making are aligned with that purpose, and yeah, that's why we are using this draw the line tagline that I know that it was into the conversations.
Mhm.
It's a way that we have internally, and slowly we will see externally to remember us that we need to put a line that as important and sometimes even more is how you do the things, not only what you get, but how you get it. And this tagline, this phrase, this mantra, remember us that not everything works. So
Definitely.
it's very, very important for us to remember it.
Yeah. Yeah, and as you mentioned, there's definitely also some interesting conflicts within the company. To maybe get back to that Rayon RS question, I did some research on the per capita GDP in Spain and in Basque Country, and it's around 33,000 euros, I think.
Yeah.
So it's quite interesting to see that conflict because Rayon RS is like half of a GDP or like per capita GDP income. So even with those conflicts, it still works to create product that is pushing the boundaries and still, yeah, kind of follow those principles. It's super interesting,
Yeah.
and sometimes I think it's hard to like live with conflict, but I think that one you explained it before is probably easy to live with even if you're not able to afford the bike yourself. You know what purpose it serves, and that the money that the company um, creates with this product, it comes back and it will be able to fund new products and projects that create impact.
I would add something that maybe I have not mentioned before when you were talking about GDP and so on. Yeah, you made me question something. Something that is very, very clear in the company is that we don't make bikes for the status. We are not going to put gold and silver things and diamonds and suddenly launch a bike that is 30,000 euros because the person that is purchasing it is purchasing luxury and is purchasing a status. If a bike that performs amazingly costs not 40,000 euros, we will develop it. But we will develop it because for us, the performance of the bike is religion. And we will do it for those who really will feel the difference, who really will appreciate the best of the best product. But they are not going to purchase it because status. At least we don't want them to perceive it like this. So we know that 15,000 euro for someone that is getting 33,000 per year, it's a huge investment. But we really believe that there are certain people in the world that they will invest everything that they get for having the best of the best product in terms of riding quality. And yeah, it's a conflict for sure, but it's their passion. It's where they decide to invest their money. And maybe sometimes a bicycle that would cost half would create them a big pain in their mind and in their ass because it's not delivering what they are expecting. So I understand your point and I have the same conflict. But when you remember that you don't make bikes for a status, that you are making the best of the best or try to do it for certain users that will invest their money, even if they get even a lower salary, but they are demanding a lot to the bike, then we are not feeling so bad. We are feeling that we have achieved our goal, that is to deliver what they were expecting.
Yeah, I mean, you don't force anybody to buy it. It's still an offer, so everybody can have their own decision on whether it is worth it. But yeah, I thought it was quite an interesting topic.
Yes.
Talking product and like such big lighthouse project like Rayon RS and now also Wild LT with the things you are doing with the electronic dropper posts and your own HMI system. Will there be long-term trickle down of that technology? Is that even possible within like a decent price range?
You mean if we will extend it to the rest of the range and so on?
And like talking about those high price models to bring it down to lower cost models?
Yeah, for sure. I think that technology and especially electronics are developing very fast, and that in the coming years we will see that these technologies will be more accessible for everyone. I would go to transmissions that maybe a few years ago just top of the range XTR, Durace, or were available in electronics. Now you can have electronics in the whole range. So definitely the access to technology is going to continue improving, and probably we will have more access to this ecosystem that we are creating with these partners. Sure.
Mm-hmm. So if you can't have it like right now, if you can't afford it, just have to wait a couple of years.
Why not? For sure, it can happen that, but with everything, not only with bikes, that if you wait and wait and wait, you miss the the experience. So, but I prefer a happy rider than one that is, I don't know, thinking that is not getting what was expecting. So up to you if you want to wait. But yeah, I'm not going to lie. I think that this is coming more and more accessible products in electronics. Mm.
Cool. All right. I think I want to touch one last project or topic because we already have 1 hour on the clock. And it's like I want to look at something that you guys will be launching next week. So far, I have zero information. I don't know if you've sent out a press release or something. But I just heard there's going to be a Orbea Foundation.
Yes.
Can you give us a bit of insight to clear my mind and also the listeners? Tell us about it.
Yes. You don't get yet the press release because we are working on that. And as I mentioned before, probably we are not the best company in communicating everything related with the impact that we create. We are very afraid of people understanding that we want to do, I don't know, greenwashing, or we want to, I don't know, sell something that is not true. And we have the feeling that in the last years, we were able to manage more and more projects because the company, as you mentioned, is very healthy. We are getting a lot of profit, and it was starting to be out of control. No, not crazily, but we were not able to put order. I don't know, to manage it with a clear strategy in a transparent way, with a memory, and not only that, as I said before, we would like people to be part of this. Maybe not in the short term because we need to organize a lot of things, but in the midterm, we would like people to choose where to invest this money. So we decided to create a foundation. It's linked to the cooperative, so that the employees also were related in the past to Orbea, but the main goal was to have a lot of transparency in the funds that we invest in social projects, to attract also ideas and projects that riders around the world could propose us. And not only that, we have realized that when you have a foundation, you can collaborate also with some other organizations, and together have a multiplier of your impact. So in the last trail building projects, we were realizing that some communities, some organizations, some government wanted to have someone that was going to be, I don't know how to say it, coordinating the project, the funds of everyone. And if Orbea was doing that, was confusing and was not transparent enough. So we have created this company. This company will get funds from Orbea, but also hopefully from other organizations and government. The website is live, but we will share with you and the rest further information in the coming days. And from Thursday on next week, 21st of July, we will start communicating what we are doing now, what we want to achieve in the coming years, and we will even have a space so that if anyone wants to propose a project that would like Orbea Foundation to develop it, there will be a space. So it's a way of incorporating people to one structure, because now it was in the free time of many people. Now we will voluntarily collaborate, but the foundation have some people also. it's very cool. I'm thinking that we have managed also to incorporate in the foundation some people that have been retired from Orbea, ones that they stop working, such as the previous CEO that is working in the foundation, and so it's a way also to keep the talent. And yeah, you will have access to all the information soon, and hopefully it's gonna be an active company for leaving a better world for the people that will come after.
Cool. Yeah, I will watch it, and probably we will not see short-term success, but also rather long-term. So we will have to be patient a bit.
Yeah.
That was super interesting. Lots of things to digest and to think about. I do still have some questions unanswered because I didn't get the possibility to ask you, but at this point I want to reduce it to just one last question. But at this point also I want to ask our users, our listeners, to send us comments and questions if you have further questions. Also, like if you have experienced Orbea's way of doing business, leave us a comment. You will also find this interview on MTV News, so you will have plenty of space to discuss and see if Anders' transparency was clear enough, or if there's some spots that need to be highlighted still. So thank you, Ander, for my last question.
Yeah.
Do good things and talk about them. What part of the story is untold so far, like completely untold?
I don't get the question. Sorry, which story is not untold?
Like you guys, we had the thing before. Do good things and talk about them. So we have now discussed about a lot of things. Is there like some part of the story that is completely untold so far? Something that Orbea hasn't told anyone about? Can we get an exclusive insight?
Yeah. Wow. I don't know,
Maybe it's a hard question to answer because you have already given us a lot of insight. So yeah.
Orbea. I think that what I have explained you probably is not shared out of the company. Is not even shared with many dealers. I think that with journalists, we are starting now to share how we are doing the things and which is the purpose behind this company. And probably is that we are afraid of telling these things. And I'm very honest. We need to learn how to do it. What we think is that we need to say what we do instead of what we promise, but if I'm here and if I will be reading the comments and everything is because we need help. We need help on how to communicate. But it's been in the last years that we have realized, not only because of the employees that have joined the company, but also from journalists like you, dealers, that the things that we are doing needs to be explained. That the society, our children, our partners, needs to see that there are some other ways of doing the things. So if anyone can help us on this, we will be more than delighted to listen. We will be more than delighted. You can see that we can speak for 1 hour or 3 hours about us. please, any kind of comment, any kind of feedback, it will be welcome, because we know that we need to do it, but probably we need to improve on how we do it. So that's it, very transparently. We need
cool.
help.
I think it's a good answer. Like starting off with being afraid. Hey, that's super honest, and I think it's a good closing sentence. Like marketing 101, call to action, get the people out there to join the discussion. And I think that, it's a really, really good answer. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
In general, thank you, Ander, for taking the time to discuss with us today. I hope some of our listeners were able to learn about the company, and I'm excited to maybe catch up on this conversation in a couple of months' time or years and see if there's any feedback that was able to help you. I'd be super curious
I'm sure.
to follow along.
I'm sure you have very active followers and riders around the world. So thank you so much. It was a pleasure and an honor. Yeah.
Thank you. Where's the outro?
Vokal das Vokal ist ein Podcast von MTB News und erscheint dienstags.
Oh, that was the wrong
Wenn ihr mehr
outro.
hören wollt, dann hört
sorry, I don't hear now.
Bock auf Biken oder Shred Talk rein. Die gibt's hier im gleichen Feed. Viel Spaß beim Hören.
I'm not a regular podcast host, so I made the major mistake right now and played the wrong outro. So thanks for listening, everybody, and next time you will probably hear the right outro again. That's it. See ya.